Interest rates will go down to 4.9% in 2024. That's what the Mortgage Banker Association predicted in 2022. Now they think it'll go down to 6.1% by the end of 2024. Will interest rates really go down? I'll answer that question in this video and tell you what interest rate you should buy a home at, and I'll give you my 2024 mortgage interest rate prediction. One of the key factors of how mortgage interest rates go up and down is by the Federal Reserve Bank. At a very simple level, they control what the interest rates are for banks. This in turn affects what the interest rate is for mortgages. The Federal Reserve has raised the rate 11 times in the past few years. The reason for this aggressive rise in interest rates is because they're trying to battle inflation. The inflation goal is 2%, and it's currently around 3%, which they're getting closer and closer to their goal. So that's why a lot of people think that the Federal Reserve will stop hiking up the interest rates. Now, the Federal Reserve has indicated that interest rate hikes might slow down, but they haven't really talked about actually lowering the interest rate. So will interest rates go down to 6% by the end of 2024? In my opinion, if the Federal Reserve does lower the interest rates this coming year, it would be pretty conservative. The reason why I think that is because a lot of people are looking to buy and sell real estate. So one of the main factors that are stopping them right now are interest rates on top of really high home prices. But the interest rates certainly don't help the issue. I think the Federal Reserve knows that, and I think if they did lower the interest rates by a decent amount in 2024, that would reverse all the work that they've done to keep the inflation rate down. Now, I know, of course, the housing market isn't the only thing that affects the inflation rate, but it's a large component. So as far as interest rates going down to 6% by the end of 2024, I really don't think that'll happen. But what interest rate should you buy at? There's really not a perfect interest rate, and there's not a way to predict exactly when we're going to get low interest rates. Before interest rates started to skyrocket, they were at record lows. There were a few things that contributed to this. One was interest rates were already kind of low for a while because we were still healing from the 2008 housing market crash. Then the pandemic happened. There was uncertainty in the economy and all kinds of things, and interest rates went down even more to record lows. There were a lot of people buying houses and getting a mortgage. There were also many people who refinanced their mortgage during this time. Now many homeowners have historically low interest rates and have caused the housing market to freeze because homeowners don't want to trade their low interest rate for 8% or more. Ultimately, when you're trying to figure out what interest rate to buy at, it's really whatever makes the most financial sense for you. One of the ways you can do that is by using an affordability calculator. I have a free one that you can use. The link is in the description. So what you can do is you kind of play around with the interest rate in the affordability calculator to see what makes the most sense and what interest rate you feel most comfortable with. You also have to be comfortable with potentially having to wait a while to buy a home, because if you think, well, I'm going to wait until we get to 3% interest rates again. In my opinion, I don't know if we'll see that again anytime soon, but really with the way the economy is, how uncertain it is, you really don't know what's going to happen. Interest rates will still fluctuate a lot. Interest rates are kind of like the stock market. It's based on speculation in a lot of ways. Recently, a report came out about the unemployment rate, and interest rates went down almost 0.5% in one day. Working closely with a lender is important to lock in a rate that's best for you. But just so you know, there are some strings attached to locking down a rate. So if you're looking to do that, make sure you talk with a lender, and you should probably talk to multiple lenders. Ask, how long does it last for? How much will a rate lock cost? Is there a penalty to extend the rate lock? Things like that. Now, my prediction for interest rates in 2024, I don't see them going much higher than where they're currently at, which is around 7%. Now, we did see some highs of almost 8.5% in October. It is possible that maybe the interest rate goes back up to that, but I don't really see it getting to 9%, 10%, things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe in the beginning of the year, we do start to see a rise a little bit in interest rates. And then maybe within about June or so, we'll start to see interest rates back off. Hopefully they'll start to back off sooner than later, but I think by June we'll start to see a little bit of a difference. My best guess is the interest rates will probably be around 6.5% by the end of 2024. Now, obviously, this is just a prediction. I have no clue what's going to happen. No one really does. But I really don't think the Federal Reserve would want the mortgage interest rate to go to 6% by the end of 2024. By determining your affordability and working with a lender, you can figure out when it'll be the best time for you to buy a home. Will home prices decrease in 2024? Check out this video to find out, or this video about why you shouldn't buy a home right now. Thanks for watching to the end, especially if you're a subscriber.